so this is where. So we have a tradition on here to have a little bit of fun with the guests. I think you're familiar with that on my channel. So I did a bit of digging. So first off, I have to shrink us down so that we can look at the screen together. So one sec while I do that. So first off, I gotta take the Twitch stream together, and I'm gonna shrink you down to the bottom right.
Oh no, I'm melting.
Melting. And I'm gonna shrink down with you. I'm part Irish, KW. Oh, nice, Lalo, nice. St. Patrick's Day is around the corner, and I always find it how like everybody and their mom all of a sudden is Irish on St. Patrick's Day. And meanwhile,
well, believe it or not, we actually, in my family, we have a passed down shillelagh stick.
Really?
And it has our family coat of arms on it. I believe, my mom still has it somewhere with her. It's just a gnarled, basically just a piece of gnarled wood with a club on the end. The joke goes that it was meant, to represent St. Paddy driving the snakes out of Ireland, but secretly, it's just for keeping the kids in line.
Oh, nice. Okay. So we'll start with a couple softballs. I did some digging. So let's see what I found. First off, I wanted to ask you, who dis? Oh, I need to move us a little bit more.
So, that is Cash. His full name is actually Cash Money.
Cash Money?
He is Cash Money. Just like the rapper, Cash Money. He is a Australian Shepherd mix. And yeah, we picked him up a couple of years ago. I think it's been almost 3 years now, actually. My mom picked him up from someone who had a litter of these pups. They were all a mix, but mostly Australian Shepherd. He's a good boy. He is very rambunctious. You can see he's got those little freckles on his nose. That's actually a perfect capture. When I got that picture of him, that's just that little cantankerous look to his face. He's like, "Yeah, what are you doing? What are you doing?"
It's pretty cute. Yeah, it's pretty cute.
Oh yeah. He only has one deficit, one flaw that I got to break him of, which is you cannot sleep with him. And what I mean by that is you cannot sleep when he's in the room. You must close the door when you sleep. If you go to bed and you leave the door open, he will jump on your head. Every time. Every time he would jump on my head whenever I would lay in bed.
Ouch. That's not so good.
But that's no longer a problem. He actually moved with my mom to Florida. My mom actually, she decided to leave our state and move to Florida, so he went with her. But he's happy there. He's in the Florida sun now, roving around, probably sniffing other butts from other dogs and probably jumping on other people's heads. But
so
that's okay. We're going to wish him best.
Bab Chickadee, if he was a cat, he would jump. We purposely jump for either crotches or guts. Like we aim for the center. When we jump up on beds. And who's this?
Aww. Yeah. So that is actually, this is when he's just got to Florida. And that is my mom's friend's dog. That is April. April is a husky. And that was Cash's best new friend.
Oh, nice.
They go, like how they say, like, people become catty and become friends. Well, that's the same for dogs. Dogs become doggy and become friends. And yeah, Dogbot. There you go. And yeah, the thing about April is when you take April out and you go out to, whatever, go to the bathroom or something, April goes right to the bathroom like that. No problem. Cash, you have to coax him, and you have to keep coaxing him until he'll go to the bathroom. He wants to play, no matter what. Even if he has to go to the bathroom, he wants to play first.
Mm-hmm.
But that's how dogs do.
All right.
Cats are much more casual.
Cats are more casual. Oh, am I going to be able to do this? Oh, no, I don't know if I'm going to be able I think I'm going to have to download it and then drop it in. Okay. I also saw, I think this is your trailer? Let me go to my downloads because I had to download it. I think this is your trailer. Hopefully I don't fuck this up and play something.
Hello, I am MildMannerd. This stream is going to be a lot about technology, conspiracy theories,
Conspiracy theories?
comic books,
Yes, we do
movies,
conspiracy
TV shows,
theories,
whatever
too,
we
Gato.
want, really. Any questions anyone has, please put them, in the chat. We'll talk about it.
Interesting. What's
Yes. So one of our founding community members, he's big on conspiracy theories, and he would come into chat and he usually likes to pop in and just like give us a new one that's going on in the news. And I haven't seen him in a little while. I haven't talked to him because he's been busy doing music production, but we actually tried to make that a part. So if anybody ever comes either in a Discord or in a chat live, if you want to talk conspiracy, we can do that too. I love them, as long as it's not something like, let's not get on like the flat Earth theory or anything like that. I don't want to get
tossed?
I don't want to get backlash or tossed. Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, any other theories out there? I love going a little wild with it. I love Madge theories. Please, by all means.
Interesting. Okay. That's nice to know. If you guys want to go do some conspiracy theories. Haven't seen him for a while. You mean alien addiction?
Yes, probably. Wait. Did you mean addiction or abduction? Because that could mean both. Bam chickadee.
True. Alright, well, Bam Chickadee pulls that up. Let's see, what else did I find? So this is your website. You have a website.
It is. So one of the side projects that I keep going on, and I use it for a couple purposes. You know how some people use their linked profile to give all their social links out? I use my website for that as well at the top. But I also just put out there, if anyone's looking, because I do freelance design work, not as an advertisement, just saying, if anyone ever wants any design work, please let me know. I put it all in chat, if they want business cards, t-shirts, stuff like that. It's just a side hustle I do, where I can do a little logo design, do a little graphic art on the side. So like you said before, Gato, even though you get into IT work or even you find something else, it doesn't mean you can't still do your passion. And so I still do a little bit of graphic design work on the side. So it's always fun.
Abduction leading to addiction, Bam Chickadee. Huh?
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 Oh, you mean like being obsessed with aliens until they finally come and abduct you?
Oh, yeah. Alien abduction conspiracy theories? Maybe.
Maybe. You know who actually does some really cool videos on that is what Corridor Digital. If you ever check out Corridor Digital, they have a whole series where they actually review alien abductions. And it's always like they always, it's not that they're sniping at it, but they'll always kind of review the videos that people submit to them. And anytime there's like a new video, they'll kind of like analyze it, break it down, see if they can look for any visual cues that it's been, graphically generated or if it's been altered in some way. And that's actually, they have a whole segment about that. So,
yep, the crazier the theory, the better. Interesting, Bam Chickadee.
Yep.
Looks like Bam Chickadee's interested in some alien conspiracy theories. We touched on that a little bit in this channel, only because UAP and the US is so hot right now. But I actually have a conspiracy.
but my question is, why did they change it from UFO to UAP? Because that's like a broader term, I guess.
Yeah,
I
it is a broader term because it doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be alien in nature.
I think they do that also so they can just say, like, let's say somebody's flying a plane and they have to contact the FAA tower and they have to say, they don't want to say something like, I see a UFO. But if you say, I see a UAP, it sounds more professional, I think.
Yeah, my conspiracy theory on UAPs is there's either adversarial government technologies out there or US domestic technologies that we don't know about that are being tested.
Well, if you've ever seen the movie Maverick, the new one, Top Gun Maverick, that plane from that movie is a real plane they are working on. And there, it's not called Dark Star, but it's the successor to the oh god, what is it called? The one they created in the 60s, the one they had in the X-Men, the SR-71, I think it's called. They actually have a successor they're working on that supposedly can get up to like Mach 6, I think, or something like that, Mach 6 or
Damn.
7. Yeah, and it's high altitude, so it can fly near the troposphere or something like that. So it's pretty crazy.
Hey, Mo's here. Mo says, I think the UFO wasn't
Hey,
extraordinary
Mo.
extraterrestrial originally. It was just unidentified. True, Mo. I think they just had to rebrand it somehow. I don't know.
Ah,
But this your website totally speaks to ADHD. Like you went hard into photography, you went hard into video art. Like you're like, hey, I'll go hard into web design for you. Just hit me
well,
up. So,
I mostly just made it to, if anyone has any questions about like logo design work, if anyone's looking for direction, or if they're just looking for something that they need branding. Mostly it's branding and graphic design. So it's kind of like what I was looking for.
I actually had a friend do that for me. But now there you go, Gatos. If you're thinking about starting a channel and want to do some branding work, Mild might be able to help you out. Yeah, that's cool, man. That's cool. All right. I also found this, and I think you briefly talked about this. But do you have a cat? First off, I want to know: do you have a cat?
I do not currently own a cat. No. Where I live, unfortunately, does not allow for pets, which is very unfortunate. And that's why I was pretty sad when the doggo had to leave. So when I moved in here, and I'm not allowed to have any pets, which is very unfortunate. But hopefully, if I move to a new place soon, we'll get a little we'll get a little fur ball. We'll get someone here. We did have a cat. Except for this cat. Yes, if you're talking about this cat, yes, I do own a cat, but that's a different kind of cat.
Yeah, well, I was giving you the dirty eye because I was like, no, you need a cat. But I will put it into the cat distribution system that you need a cat, and a cat will find you.
Yes.
So I will put that note into the cat.
But that doesn't mean we can't build one, right, Gato?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So what is this? What are we looking
at? This is Rovebot. Actually,
Rovebot?
This is a little. Little Rovebot. It's a cat bot. It's something I've been working on for a couple of years. Actually, I've been working lately on it with motion tracking. It's actually running off of a Pi 4, and it has a dual board and a battery backup underneath, with a motion sensing tracking on the front of it. And a little depth sensor. So now the person that you would really want to know more and more about, that could really delve deeper into this, would be like someone like Smoke Screen, because you should see what he's working on. Mine's more of just like a small hobbyist project. What he's working on is like something almost along the lines of like something you'd see from Boston Dynamics. But this was just a project I was working on because I actually was always interested in robotics a little bit. So they had a kit from Freenove that you could actually buy a lot of the different servos and gears, and you buy the Pi separate. You have to go into Python coding and script it yourself. But it's a fun project. It was. And then teaching it, if you can see in the far left over here in the picture, there's a little red ball on my desk. And later on, what I was able to do, now I haven't recorded a video of this, or if I did, I might have lost it on my old phone, but he actually tracks that red ball. So basically, like, you put it on the table, and he will actually key to it. And then if you roll it over here, then he actually readjusts and reorients himself and will start chasing after it. So it's kind of cool. It's like, you're actually making like a little virtual pet. I guess you could think of this almost as making like a robotic version of a Tamagotchi.
Yeah, so you made a robot to play fetch.
More or less.
More or less. Okay. We do talk about cooking. Was this something you made, or something you went out and got?
That was something I ordered. That was something I had a couple of weeks back. Yakitori. They opened up a new Japanese restaurant nearby, and I don't know what was his name on the Travel Channel. Anthony Bourdain. I loved Anthony Bourdain. He was a great travelman, and he would talk about food and culture. Mm-hmm. And he actually he was the one who kind of like addressed and like was talking about like a lot of like different things out of Japan and China and Indonesia. And one of my favorites that he went to was this very domestic, small little shop that had been on the outskirts of one of the islands for like many years that he'd been wanting to go to, and this guy's family had been making yakitori for like over something like 300 years or something like that, which I thought was crazy. But they made it like out of perfection. Now this is not that, of course, but I had to try it because I was like, it looks delicious. So it's essentially
delicious.
like a teriyaki glazed chicken that's actually roasted over a charcoal briquette, and then they add a little bit of seasoning, and they put diced onions, cloves, garlic, green peppers, and they roast it just like that with like a teriyaki balsamic vinaigrette glaze. And it was delicious. Yeah, they did a great job on it. Now I'm getting hungry.
I'm getting hungry. That's like, damn, this looks good. Damn, this looks good. Okay. Let me copy this link. Paste and go. I think this is you drawing. So is this like you using like a virtual tablet, or like what are you sketching on?
So this is actually a Samsung Galaxy Tab. I do have a smaller Cintiq at home, but this was on mobile. So I wanted to actually see if I could do a quick recording. Yeah, it's Hannah.
Oh
this
yeah.
Was this is the well, I should say this is the how do we say? I guess the IRL counterpart to Hannah.
Oh yeah, her flesh tuber model.
Flesh tuber model. I should say. There you go.
Yeah.
Flesh tuber model, or she calls it, I think, 4.0.
4.0.
But yeah, 4.0. Thank you, Little Hollow. So yeah, I just wanted to. So she had Scooch had bought her. I believe it was Scooch had bought her a drum set, and he'd been waiting. Yeah, he bought her a drum set, a digital drum set. This is a nice drum set too, and he sent it to her almost. I think it was almost like within a year ago, and because of her move and problems with her PC and everything else was going on in her stream, she did not have time to open it. And ADHD, yeah, exactly. And so she did not have. She did. Bam Chickadee. I would definitely recommend. So the Galaxy tablet I'm using is not bad, but I would say that the graphical processor in it is not great. It's okay. It's more like for like average sketching. Like this one was actually grabbed. I've actually swiped it between different platforms. So I when I was drawing this, I at one point had it on a Galaxy tablet. Then I switched over to my Cintiq, and then I've even done some work at home just on the computer with it as well. But if you're looking for something that's like really portable that you can take with you, I would definitely go with the new iPad Pro for sketching, because like that has a great user interface depending on what you're going to program to use. Of course, it's the hardware and the software. If you want something based at home that you can use that's going to be like more professional end, I would definitely say you want to go with Cintiq or Wacom Cintiq, because they kind of have the market on drawing tablets. There's a lot out there, but they kind of have some of the best programs that run on there for sketching, any digital sketching you want to do, and actually for animation as well. I do a little bit of animation here and there, but mostly I just stick to digital sketching. But getting back to what I was saying, yeah, so I believe it was Scooch in Hannah's chat had bought her this drum set and had been sitting there for over a year, and when she finally broke it out and she was putting it in her apartment, I just wanted to pay a little homage to that. I was like, I gotta show a little support there for all the time that he had been waiting, and she finally got into opening it up and taking it out. And this was her 4.0 model that got to have a little fun with it. So, plus, come on, you gotta love the SpongeBob sweatpants.
Damn. Well, let me shout him out. Did you know Scooch Aside streams? Did you know Scooch streams?
No, he sings?
No, streams.
Oh, streams? No, I did not know he streams.
Wow,
actually, I've seen him in chat. I know he's a big supporter of other VTubers, but I did not know he streams.
Yeah, he's also a gato. He shows up every once in a while. I think he was here earlier.
Link it. Oh, absolutely. Everybody check him out. I'm going to be following right now, in fact. Nice.
I just shouted him out. He is a TTS streamer, and believe it or not, he makes it an enjoyable watching experience, because one, he's very good at gaming. I'm so mid in comparison to that guy. But then
same. Same.
But he's still pretty engaging with the TTS, so it's always an enjoyable experience. So yeah, follow him. Head into his channel. Be like, hey, Scooch, I didn't know you streamed. Yeah, I'm like collecting all those small streamers. Is what it feels like. Okay, man, I can't believe he just like bam. Here's a drum set.
Well, on a side note, Dub3, who was in chat, I don't know if he's still there. We go way back, and he used to play Halo a lot, and he's gone to tourneys. And this kid, like, I'll tell you, when we would jump into chat and I would try to get a shot off, this kid would like snipe you. It didn't matter where you are, where you spawned. Within a millisecond, he would snipe you. The dude had aim, like hand-eye coordination, like you wouldn't believe. There are just good gamers out there, people.
Yep.
There are just people that bewilder us, and we're just like, well, I guess we're just going to watch the stream and not participate because I don't want to die every time I try to join.
Yep, there's definitely some god tier gamers out there. I think you made this sketch too. This is pretty cool.
So this is a two-part sketch, actually.
Oh.
So the one behind it is actually, this was something that I've been working on for a little while, piece by piece. The character in the middle, so he was the idea I had for actually a sketch artist. So you could say it's inspired by MildMannerd, the character. And what it is have you ever seen the movie Cool World? With it had Brad Pitt in it. So essentially, the story goes like this: there's a cartoonist in it, played by Edward Burns, and he draws this character named Hollywood. That's, I believe, voiced by was it Angela Bassett? I can't remember her name, but anyways, she basically, you find out, is not just a character that he's been drawing, but in fact he's been psychically linking to a real alternate dimension that's animated characters, and by drawing her and using that ability, like, he basically brings her into his world, into the real world. And I always thought that'd be kind of a cool idea. So then I was thinking, maybe I'll make a little small series about a character who draws a character, and I was going to base the character that he draws off of something similar to, have you ever watched, it was on Netflix, Arcane? Have you ever seen Arcane?
Uh-uh.
So Arcane is based on League of Legends, and it's an animated show with a bunch of really good characters in it that are based from the game. There's a couple of characters in it that I love, but there's one in particular that they she goes crazy quite a bit and pops off a lot. And I thought, what if this artist manifests a character that he's been drawing, and she's
welcome
kind of
back,
like weird science a little bit. Welcome back. And I was thinking, what if it was something like that, a little bit like Weird Science or Cool World, where the character comes to life and now the artist has to deal with them. Something like you might see in an anime, so now he's dealing with his creation, and now he has to like teach her about the world, and like maybe she's a little wild, so she always is like running off on her own adventure. So it's actually a little mini series I'm working on right now, and that was just the conceptual art I was coming up with for it.
Bro, how many irons do you have in the fire?
Dude, you have to stay busy. You got to stay busy. Hey, Sleepy Jackal, what's up?
ADHD go burr. ADHD go burr. Holy cow.
Well, I mean, look at Miko. She's made herself sick with it. Like between like making a world digitally, constantly trying to update it, and doing live streams, and coming up with AI characters, and that's besides like the IRL stuff. So, like you got to, like you said, you got to stay busy. As much as you can, anyways.
Yeah, I wanted to also talk to you about that. Like, I thought
to be a factor.
I thought I was a Code Miko sip. Like, I go for it.
I knew you were gonna get on. Okay, yes, there's a lot of fan VTuber art on my stream, on my socials, because I don't know, I appreciate them. And you know what? The way I look at it is, if I'm watching them, I'm gonna do some art on the side while I'm like they're streaming. Might as well, show a little appreciation.
Yeah, you definitely got some simpage going on here. I mean, this was your finished Hana project. Yeah. Maybe I can copy this link. Oh yeah, and then I saw this. I was like, wait, what? Oh wait, let me paste and go. Oh, it's just gonna download it for me, so I'm gonna have to.
Pause, champ.
Yeah, pause, champ.
Hello.
Nope. That we watched
Nope.
that. Nope. This one. I knew I was gonna download the wrong thing and show the wrong thing. Let me refresh the downloads folder. There we go. I think it's this one.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This was Technician. Yeah, this was Technician actually. This was about.
Is this a
couple
time
weeks
lapse? This is just a time lapse?
Yeah. Yeah, this is a time lapse.
Wait, what's this for her birthday?
This was for her birthday.
Nice. Did you send this to her?
I didn't. This was a private one I sent to her because she could be temperamental about like a lot of this stuff. She gets kind of nervous, so I said I'll just send it to her privately. I think she'll appreciate it. I did a different video for her birthday, but this one was for her birthday also.
That's a pretty good sketch.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's one that we show a lot of love to Miko, but you got to show love to Tech too. You got to pay a little homage to the person behind the scenes working. And then what's cool is that I switched this up between different platforms. You can see where the face changes over, the texture changes because I slowly I did like 3 different versions, and I was switching back and forth between 3 different platforms. So I'd go between my desk, and then I'd go back to the Cintiq, and then I'd go back to my other drawing tablet. So I did like 3 at the same time, and then I kind of combined them all into one sketch.
Damn, final product looks so good, dude. Looks so good.
Thank you.
Well,
I
yes.
used to do a lot of photorealistic stuff back in the day. It takes obviously a lot longer, more effort. But, and this actually brings me up on something else that's related to auto-generate or AI art. The problem with like when you start going down the more realistic style, I don't know if you noticed this, a lot of people don't always believe it's your work, no matter the time and effort and energy you put into your work. And that's something that I think a lot of artists, a lot of digital artists kind of cringe at a little bit, is that you can put time and effort and energy into something, and whether it's meaningful, whether it's for you or it's for another person, I mean, you have to remember you're just trying to put your heart out there. You're trying to show a little love or at least put a little creativity into it. And the thing is like I've noticed there's a trend going on with a lot of like digital artists where you got a lot of people that just like bypass them just because they're like, seen it. I could make that on Mid-Journey. It's like, yes, the Mid-Journey is amazing. There's a lot of or you go on to Chat GPT and just say generate an image. But the thing is like that's why I appreciate not just the pizza, but I appreciate the time it takes to make the pizza, the toppings, the person that's actually twirling it. You gotta appreciate the process. That's why I started doing a lot of time lapse recordings, because I'm starting to realize that like something I've noticed in the past that people like with more realistic art, like they just scroll past it because they just assume that a lot of it is auto generated by AI art. So if you ever see, like, I'll start putting more time lapse stuff in my Insta and other socials, just because I think it's smarter these days for a lot of graphic designers, a lot of illustrators. It just gives them a little more homage to like the fact that they're putting effort and energy, and then they should be a little more appreciated, a little less disingenuous from people.
Mm-hmm. Yep, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Simp it just strong. Sip it just strong.
Disappears.
But it's pretty badass. This art is pretty badass. So this is Hana working on N2. That's pretty cool. That's a pretty cool one.
So I generally do this art when a big event happens or when they're like making a big announcement. So this was actually, like you said, this was when the next, what was it? N2 2.0, I think it was. Yeah, 2.0 was coming out, and she made a big announcement about it. And there was a lot of hype in chat. There was a lot of people that were excited for it. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do my part. I'm gonna do a little sketch for her. She seemed to enjoy it. She said she liked it. So I was very happy how it turned out.
Nice. Okay. So I think most of this I
She
found.
said she did say that the you know the little antenna that N2 has that she's holding. She thought that was a little sausage. So at first she's like, "What is this supposed to be?" I said, "Don't get dirty, Hannah, you pervert. That's an antenna. Stop it."
Nice, nice, nice. Okay, okay. Um, and then I found, yeah. So I started going down your Twitter rabbit hole. I started going down your Twitter
God.
rabbit. I saw
That's
you
not
posted,
mine.
yeah, but I think this is an
That
indication.
was someone else. That was
No.
someone else in Discord. That wasn't me.
Nope, that was you. That was you. I think you
No,
saw it.
no,
You
no,
saw
no,
it.
no,
You
that
saw
wasn't
it.
me. Hey, there's nothing wrong with Drake the Snake. Okay, I mean, listen. If you know about classic wrestlers, there's nothing wrong with Drake the Snake. Oh, yeah, this one's actually really cool. If you're into mecha or anime, this is a real robot that's actually built that you can buy. By the way,
Wait.
from this company, this is real.
Oh.
This is not CGI. Check this out. This is actually really cool. And then this is not like that big giant one mech they built next to the building that's just for show. This actually is really mechanically working. This is a piece of engineering marvel, in my opinion. If you've ever watched Ghost in the Shell, this is like real life Ghost in the Shell. That's where we're at now.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Oh, and Sleepy
Yeah, it's called
Jackal.
Archex. Yeah.
So do you plan on streaming some of like your art making? Because Sleepy Jackal says I like watching a live stream for the same reason. You get to appreciate the process more. Oh yeah. You get to see how they make
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, I'll be doing a couple of live stream sketch art. But the thing is, you have to organize it and you have to let people know and ask them like what they want to see, because that's the thing. You don't want to feel like, unless you have a project you're already currently working on and you're just like gonna stream it, you just got to kind of find you got to key on a project that everyone's going to enjoy to watch you stream. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I've thought about that. Like if I do collaborative work, or if I do work with another streamer or another artist, like, we could work together on something. Or if it's just me doing sketches alone, I'm going to have to come up with an idea, or it's something that, I'm already been started on already. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I'll be doing smart streams for sure. Sleepy Jackal.
Nice. I did not know that you were such a Henry Cavill fan.
Listen.
It's been 2 years.
The Man of Steel is the Man of Steel for a reason, okay? He's the Man of Steel, and he can also build a PC. There's nothing wrong with that whatsoever.
So you definitely have a bro crush on this dude.
Oh, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, look, he was the Man of Steel for a reason, okay? But also, I mean, is that not wrong? Like, what is he doing 2 years later? Have we seen him gaming? He built the PC. He was so proud of it. Like, I haven't seen any Henry Cavill streams. I haven't seen any Superman gaming streams. I want to see that.
Yeah, does he have a 4090 now? Who knows? Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows?
I saw an artist do.
No, no. If he has a 4090, he better have a 4090 Super.
Nice.
But
I just got it.
That's a cringe. Cat cringe.
He does stuff with Games Workshop Warhammer 40k. Oh, he's playing Warhammer 40k? Interesting.
No, not only is he playing it, he's going to be in it.
Wait,
they
what?
They are making a live Warhammer 40k, and supposedly it was announced he is in the role.
Yep. Interesting. That's cool.
And I'm excited for that, because he's been in he's chosen some very good genres in media. Like, I loved him in Game of Thrones. He was in The Tudors for a little while. He also obviously did Man of Steel. He was in Mission Impossible, and now he's gonna be in Warhammer 40k, which is just awesome, great. Plus, I think there's another movie that just came out with him recently as well. So yeah, I got a guy crush on him a little bit. Yeah, for sure. The guy that got to replace him in the next Superman, Daniel Cornsweet, I think is his name. He looks almost exactly like Henry Cavill. So just bear that in mind. Like, they literally just hired a younger version of Henry Cavill because he was kind of like the perfect role for that character. So.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Mm-hmm. All right, let me go on this one.
My question is when we're going to be seeing the Warhammer 40K movie. There's a Fallout movie. I feel like there's a lot of game movies coming out as well as anime movies lately. It seems to be.
You've been following Miko for a long time. Long
It's
time.
it's going on. I think it was not even 2.5, 3 weeks ago. I passed the 3 year mark actually, but not as long as Jorm.
So,
Jorm he still beats me. No, I don't think there's many people that can beat Jorm. So
I think Texas Regas shows up every once in a while in my community.
yeah,
And
Texas I think
is
also
an
was an OG.
Yeah,
Bob.
he's OG.
Yep, for sure.
Yeah, he was like, you were amped for this back in 2021.
Oh, for sure.
Rip G4.
Listen,
Rip.
like I said, coming out of Second Life, I love the idea of a virtual streamer. And I don't get me wrong, there's nothing wrong with 2D streaming. I love 2D streaming. I watch Vebe. I've seen a lot of the other characters that are transitioning a little bit from 2D into 3D also, but I just think like seeing people as a pioneer, because you gotta remember this is back in 2021. I had never seen anything like that before. That she was the first. She was one. Maybe there was someone else out there, but she was the first 3D VTuber that I had ever seen before. So I was enamored. I was like, this is probably going to be the future, And if you notice, am I that wrong? Because you see how many people are kind of getting on that platform now,
Including us.
including us. There you
Yep,
go.
including us. All right. What was this one?
Also, I watched Attack of the Show. So, oh yeah.
Who is this
Yeah,
gentleman? Who is this gentleman?
Well, and we can only show this because I asked him and he said it was fine. This is Papa Mild.
Papa
This
Miles.
is,
Nice.
Papa Mild, yes. And Papa Mild is a big Trek fan.
Nice.
And if you guys are wondering where this is, there is a place in Ticonderoga, New York. Ticonderoga, New York. There's a guy there who actually was able to acquire a good portion of the original set from the 1960s Star Trek show. And he built a Star Trek museum, but not just like a museum you walk in and everything's in a glass case. I'm talking interactive. Like you can walk on the deck. You can go in the engine room. You can go in Kirk's quarters. Spock's display. Everything is all there. They even really inform you some interesting information. I did not know this until I went there. But you know that Star Trek wouldn't even have happened without Lucille Ball?
No.
If you know who Lucille Ball is, the redhead of what was it, the 1960s and little 70s. She was the one who started a production company called Desilu Studios, and Desilu Studios was the one who funded Gene Roddenberry's dream to build a sci-fi show. So. Like you wouldn't have even have had Star Trek right here without Lucille Ball, which is crazy. I did not know that. The tour guide that took us around through there told us a bunch of really cool facts. Like for instance, the doors that would go and like open up. Mm-hmm. That was all done with a guy behind the side with the string pulling it back and forth because they didn't have that technology back then.
And that became the norm in the future.
That did become the norm of the future. Oh, yeah. See, my Papa Mild here talks about it a lot, but actually, he prophesied a lot of this stuff becoming true as well. Like he's like, a lot of this stuff, I imagine it one day becoming all reality. And you know what? Think about it. A flip phone was the eventuality from their communicator, right? Mm-hmm. And their big screen in front of the ship is now what you call a flat screen. It's just if you keep looking at a lot of this technology, that's kind of like, it seems like it's inspiring a lot of reality. But yeah, he was very happy when we got to go on that set of that museum and they let you go into the bridge room. And we got it on a day when there was only one other person. So, which is rare because they get inundated with people there all the time. In fact, they've even had the original cast, barring Leonard Nimoy there, and they've all signed a plaque of the original show with the original ship that they shot the original show on. So yeah, this was like a big deal because it was around his birthday time, and we want to do something nice for him. So we brought him here, and Yeah, he loved it. Sitting in that chair brought, I think, back a lot of Trekkie
Nostalgia.
memories and yeah, and a lot of nostalgia.
That's kind of funny.
I'm a Trekkie. I'm a Trekkie, but I'm not as much an OG Trekkie as he is. He loves the original series. That's what he grew up with. So,
Well, believe it or not, there's Trekkies within the communities, like Nova. From
I saw Nova.
Yep,
I
she's a
saw
Trekkie.
Nova.
She's a Trekkie. Chava, you saw Chava chime in. Chava's a huge Trekkie.
Chava, yes,
Yeah.
nice.
So I found that pretty interesting. Let's see.
Yeah, my dad, my Papa Mild also loves the TNG as well. He loves Picard. I love Picard too. I even liked. I know what Nova said. Like some people didn't like it, and not everyone loved the new series. But I actually enjoyed it. I thought bringing him back for like one final story. It's kind of like what they did with Wolverine with Logan. You bring back Hugh Jackman to tell one last story, and I think it needed one more story. And I think telling Picard in a certain way like that is really cool because you get to see the whole cast get back together. You get to see them evolve a little bit, and you get to see one final adventure together. So I thought it was really fun. But and one thing I told Nova the other night, if you like classic Trek, like classic, I like all the different types of Trek. I like Deep Space Nine. I like Discovery, Voyager. But I will say, check out Strange New Worlds because it's very reminiscent of like classic Trek. It's just they're not overcomplicating it. They're not getting too technical. It's more like you tell a good story, you go on an adventure, you deal with a little technology, and then you resolve it at the end. It's a very classic formula, but it's a very cool, it's a very classic styling like piece of nostalgia. So I definitely recommend.
Okay. That's pretty cool. Also, this isn't the first time we see Papa Mild.
No, he's been in a couple of pictures, especially when we went to that location.
No, but I'm saying this is not the first time that the Code Nico community has seen Papa Mild.
Are you referring to the image we talked about earlier?
No, it's saying that he was featured on the collab with Code Nico and Sweet Anita.
Oh yes, that's when she asked us to have the Papas show up to say hi. Yeah.
Yep.
On the
Yep. All right.
Yeah, he. I try to get him as much as I can into technology, modern technology. He's still learning a lot, so if I can get him on one day on VTubing, that'll be a real challenge.
I mean, well, I can say the nerd apple did not fall apart from the nerd tree because, man, like if he got you into comic books, I have to ask you, does he have a comic book collection, and do you? And then what do you think the value of each collection is, if you had to, ballpark it?
The funny thing, oh yeah, for sure. The funny thing is that we're both nerds, but we actually we go a little divergent in different ways. So.
Captain
He's
Kirk
more
YouTuber.
of a sports. He loves Star Trek. But he's actually for collection stuff. He's actually a baseball card fan. He's a baseball nut. He's got a steamer trunk full of baseball cards. Fleer, Top Deck, all sorts. That's his jam. Unfortunately, that's where we diverge a little bit. I went more deeper into the comic books and collectibles. He, in that arena, and then he went more deeper into sports memorabilia. We actually a couple years ago we were able to go to Boston, and we got to go to the ballpark there, to the field, and that was a big deal for him too because that's a lot of nostalgia as well. And he got to go into the commentator's box, which is really cool. And it's getting to get to your, like, if you're into sports, like into those types of routes, that's really fun. For me, it was just a cool journey. My brother set it up for us, and we had a lot of fun. But I'm just not a big sports nut. I can appreciate it. I like the Super Bowl, but I've never really just been big into sports ball.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I asked you if do you have a comic book collection? Does he? And what do you think it's valued at?
So if I had to value right now, well, I'll tell you, before my mom when I was younger, threw away a bunch of my most valuable comic books, which I'm still bitter to many days. Yeah, big wowzers. Yeah, so when I was young, I was still collecting all the way from probably almost like 9 or 10 years old, probably till I was probably almost like 28, 29,
Snatch.
right around there. And I don't mind telling that, but it's, I'll just put it to you like this. I collected for many years, and I had, and it was a passion of mine. But the thing is like, at some point you grow out of it a little bit. I still have them, but I will say, like, yeah, I was just going through them the other day just to kind of like categorize and look. When I originally had my original comic book collection prior to that incident, I probably had in total a value of somewhere around, oh God, I would say probably around maybe like 40, 50 grand worth of comic books memorabilia. Oh yeah, I had an original Death of Superman signed by Dan Jurgens original. I had a Aliens versus Superman signed by Koji Hiwata, who was with Dark Horse Comics at the time. There were a bunch of really classics. I even had a Spider-Man I think it was like Spider-Man number 3, and unfortunately, there was a garage sale going on one weekend that my Mama Mild, was organizing. And she did not realize that I had 2 piles that were set up, one pile for donations and one pile was my comic book collection. And she brought both outside and decided to sell both. Yeah, exactly. And unfortunately, some of my best collectibles were in that. Yeah, were in that category. And I lost, I lost a part of myself that day. But you got to get over it. It's just things. You put less more emphasis on the value more than just the value of appreciation than the actual monetary value. But screw all that, because that sucks. I'm just saying, yeah, they were worth something. I could have bought a Tesla. Let's just put it to you like that. Not that I would. I'm just saying I could have. And unfortunately, yeah, it's a shame. It happens. But I think we've all been there where someone in our family or one of our friends makes a mistake and costs you something astronomical, and it happens, and you gotta get over it. But yeah, it was a very nice collection. The one that I probably appreciated the most out of all of them, I did love the Death of Superman, because like I told you, I'm a big Superman nut. But that one meant a lot to me. But I think I'm trying to remember what number it was. But I had a Spider-Man. I forget the number, but it's because it's been a long time. But it was the issue where Kingpin contracts an assassin to take out Aunt May, and Aunt May actually gets shot. Doesn't die right away, but now Spider-Man has to go hunt down the Kingpin. And this is like when you see him at his most angst. This is when you see him at his most raw. This is not the Spider-Man like we know. This is like one where he takes off the outfit. It's just him and the Kingpin in Rikers Island, and it's just crazy. He basically just puts the web fluid right next to his mouth and says, I'm going to count to 3, and then you're gone. And you don't see that in the comic books very often. It's when you see a character portrayed like that in an issue that's worth the most, because of a couple of reasons. Because you don't normally see something like that. You don't see them take a character and put them in that situation. Or it's because like maybe an artist you really appreciated worked on it. There's been a couple of artists over the years that I've really loved. One person in particular, Jim Lee. A lot of people might know him, Jim Lee. Everyone knows Stan Lee. I love Stan Lee. Stan Lee was like a grandpa growing up to everyone. Like if you know Stan Lee, some of our best comic books and ideas have come from Stan Lee. I miss that man dearly. Like I've learned life lessons from some of the stuff that he put in comic books. But if we're talking more modern, yeah, Jim Lee would probably be, and Alex Ross. Alex Ross is another one. Alex Ross does a lot of very iconic, old school, very Rockwellian looking characters in his comic books. And then Jim Lee is more nouveau, very new art style, very, very relevant to today. So yeah, both are very radically different, but both are very good artists. So yeah, I highly recommend you check them out if you get a chance.
Wow. So your ballpark is like 40, 50 grand at its peak. And then did your dad have a collection?
Its peak, yeah.
Did your dad have a collection, or?
Not of comics, like I said, just of baseball cards.
Baseball
But
cards.
I will say this: that I know my brother had done an audit of all of his baseball cards inside of his steamer trunk. I don't know what he told me what the final tally was. I don't know. He would probably know better than I would. But I'm guessing, considering the steamer trunk was full, and you know how big like a steamer trunk is, and considering some of these had been since he was a kid, all the way up to now, I'm guessing there was quite a big value inside of that box. So if I had to guess. I know I don't remember if he had like Mickey Mantle or like Babe Ruth cards. I know those are like more the high value cards, but I know he had quite a few Cal Ripkens and some other ones. And like I said, not big into sports. I know some names, but I remember he did have some cards and they're worth value. So I'm sure, like I said, if my brother was here, he'd probably tell you of how much all that was valued at. I'm sure it was quite a nice sum.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And then I think this is some of the realistic art you've done.
Oh God, nice open up right there.
There's a face.
Yeah, some of these are more realistic. This is like the more more realistic style art. Some of these are models, and then some of them are actually YouTubers. So the first one, that's actually Trisha Hellberg, or Hirschberg, sorry. She
Hirschberg.
used to be in a show called SourceFed. If you know who Philip DeFranco is, he used to be a moderator on a show called SourceFed back in the day. It was on for quite a few years, and there were like a couple of different characters. There was Steve Zaragoza, there was Trisha Hirschberg, Lee Newton, Joe Beretta, and they basically were like they did like commentary, and it was mostly like news commentary, media commentary, kind of like what you see on a lot of streamers do today, like a little bit of like what Hassan Piker does, a little bit of what a few other commentary streamers do, a little bit like Ludwig. So yeah, they had a contest going on for a while for submitting your own art design, and I did like a big portraiture of like a bunch of them. So this was one of them, and then there's a couple other characters in there as well. Now this one, I know we're gonna get some boob in chat, so I'm just gonna say this was a model. Her name was Doll Kiss. I asked her if she wanted a portrait of her sleeve because she was actually showing off her new tattoo she had just gotten. And at the time, yes, I was moderating in her chat, so I did do a portrait just to see if I could recreate it.
Damn.
I think it turned out well. I'm just gonna say I think it turned out well.
I didn't realize you modded.
Just for a short time,
Mhm.
and that was on a different platform as well that I'm no longer part of. So yeah.
Mhm. Zoom in. Keep pushing the wrong
now
hotkeys.
we're getting reaction from chat. I see. I see.
Got different hotkeys.
Right.
Yep, they're back. They heard Booba and they're like, "What? Tab back over, Booba.
Yeah,
Tab back over."
Yeah. Lurkers come out when Gato goes on that picture.
Wait, what just happened?
Scooch.
Good.
We were just talking about Scooch. Hey,
We were just
what's
talking
up,
about
Scooch?
you. We're just talking about you. Yes, I shouted you out earlier, Scooch. Talking about you. How you bought a drum set? You bought a drum set for some.
It was you that bought the drum set for Hana, right, Scooch? Because I was trying to remember if it was you or someone else. I remember it was like sitting with her for like over almost, wasn't it like a year? Yeah, and then she finally opened it up. But
Yep.
yeah, we were talking about some of the artwork that some people did to, kind of like show a little support for that.
Mm-hmm. Over a year. KW. Ouch. Ouch.
Oh yeah, it was over a year. God. Yeah, but hey, but the upside, it's now out in the open. She has it in her apartment, and she can play it anytime. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this was one of the other characters from SourceFed. This was Lee Newton. She's also does like a lot of stand up and comedy and stuff, and she was part of SourceFed as well.
All right. So then I found some of your likes and retweets. Oh
Oh God.
yeah, like she got it well in time for Christmas, so that didn't open until February the next year. Ouch. Apple.
Well,
Welcome back.
that just means a double. That just means a double present for Christmas. That's all, Scooch.
Yeah. So apparently you liked this character right here.
Okay, not out of context. That's from Justin Roiland, the guy who does Rick and Morty. Okay, I only
Oh,
liked it because I thought it was funny because he was making a comment on it. And yes, I know that's a little controversial today with Justin Roiland's current stance, but at the time, yes, I just thought it was funny. Okay, so I liked it. I'm not going to be judged. Don't shame me.
don't shame you. And I also noticed you're into cosplayers. We do have we got a couple cosplayers on the channel. There's Cheesy Bread Cat and Lame Laney. They do cosplay, but I see you're a big fan of Jessica
Yes.
Nigiri.
Yes.
Yes, you appreciate her.
I can never guess how to pronounce it. Is it Nigri?
Nobody like
Nigiri?
Nigiri? I don't know. I don't either.
I know it's a name. I know that's a name you have to be careful with, obviously.
Oh, I wish.
Yeah, it's.
I wish
Yeah,
Cheesy Bread Cat was here. She told me, and I already forgot. Gato cosplays. I do cosplay.
Gato, you do?
Yeah, I did.
Really?
Yeah, I do. I do.
I'm still going back. I'm backlogging a lot of this Gato because I'm trying to find more and more out about people too. I'm gonna have to check out some of your cosplays, my friend, my feline friend. Yes.
And not only are you a big fan of Jessica, but you are a fan of Meg as well.
So funny thing is, she's also that's Meg Turney, right? Yeah, she also was part of the source credit. It's all connected because like I got from one person to the next to the next. It's kind of like when you share a stream and you go to the next stream. So I actually found people through other people. So I found Jessica Nigri actually through Meg Turney here, who used to be part of SourceFed as well, which I thought was kind of cool because when they were doing like a lot of like infotainment, and they would like talk about different pop culture and stuff. They used to have guests on their show, and they had her on a bunch of times playing different games like Cards Against Humanity. And that's how I learned she was even doing cosplaying at the time. So yeah, then what's funny is Meg got turned over to cosplay by Jessica, which I thought was kind of cool too.
Big fan. Yeah. I see Mr. Mild reposted, and I had to clip it because I had to make it.
Only because they asked us to. Okay.
Yeah, Mild reposted. Big fan. I see. Big fan. Yes, I had to make this toss friendly and flip out the bottom part.
Hey, I'm not the poster. I'm just the reposter. Okay?
You're just a reposter. Obviously, consuming the content.
Oh, you gotta.
All right, and then also
she was actually. I remember not even that long ago. I think it was maybe a couple months back. They had a D&D tourney on one channel where she was actually doing a IRL show, and she actually cosplayed as one of the Horde. Which I from Magic, which I thought was kind of cool. Yeah, she's. I will give it up to her. Like as far as cosplayers go, she's very eclectic on different fields. Like she's done a lot of like gamer related stuff, a lot of Magic the Gathering stuff, a lot of different fantasy, anime, some of the ooh. Just like I think it's really cool that like when you find someone that's eclectic that tries different styles all the time. There's a bunch of other people. Obviously, cosplaying has grown over the years, but like that go really far out. The ones I really love lately are the ones who are making like the full body mech suits, like where they can actually put servos in them and program them with pies or boards where they can actually open up helmets or do vocal commands or stuff like that, which I think is like that's next generation cosplay.
That's cool, man. That's cool. All right, now what else did I find? As I drift out of frame. Also, you've been on Twitter a long time. But
we can all say that we've been on Twitter before it was X.
That's true. I think you reposted this. Beware of artists.
That's right.
Artists
are hey, does life imitate art or does art imitate life? You don't know.
That's true. All right, and then we'll finish it off. Like Gatos, I cannot explain how much of a sci-fi comic book universe nerd this guy is. I saw volumes of stuff.
Well, look, you see this right here? I just want to point this out. That's a big deal because you got like 3 different Superman right there, and that doesn't happen very often since Christopher Reeve passed away. So, like, you got the one far right, which is the CW version. You got Superboy in the middle, and then you got Brandon Routh, who was the what was it 2007 or 8 Superman as well. So, I mean, I thought that was a pretty cool little trinity.
Huge Superman. Yep. All right. Superman fan. Okay. And then you also go into the sci-fi world. You're a fan of Mark Hamill.
Of course. I mean,
Mark,
and that ties
Star
also
Wars.
into comic books, not just sci-fi, because he is the voice of the Joker.
Oh, that is true. That is true. He's the voice of the Joker, and I think his voice acting role in that is beyond iconic. So, yeah. I think that's pretty much where I concluded my digging. I was like, this man. Like, I thought I had nerd street cred. No, I am nowhere near the mild-mannered nerd street cred.
It's in the name, Gato.
It's in the name. Mark Hamill himself, the voice of a lot of stuff. He's massively accomplished as a voice actor. True.
He I think it was about a year ago after Kevin Conroy, the voice of Batman, the animated series, and the games, the Arkham games, he finally retired the voice of the Joker because he said when Conroy passed away, he said you can't have the Joker without Batman. And I was like, I almost, like how you said when you watched that anime, you kind of broke you. That kind of broke me a little bit because that's Mark Hamill saying like he's my dear friend. He will always be Batman to me no matter what. And don't get me wrong, I love Adam West. I love all the other people that have portrayed Batman. But if you want to think of somebody who's been the voice, like the actual voice behind Batman, it's been Kevin Conroy for years. He's been doing it since like the late 80s, early 90s, all the way up to even about a year or two ago. So I got a little misty from that because when Mark Hamill says I'm no longer going to play a role because the guy who was the flip side of the coin to me has passed. He's like, yeah, you can't have the Batman without the Joker and vice versa. So yeah, that was a touching moment.
Yeah, that was cool. Well, like I say, I always do a soft social media dive. Like I don't want to
I got you.
I don't want to make somebody feel too embarrassed to where they're not going to want to come back. I just want to have a little fun in good faith. So, yeah,
absolutely.
Gatos, this is MildMannerd. That was all my digging.
The sound that makes me come.
Hold on. Stay right there, Gato. I'm gonna move over here for just a minute. You go right ahead. There you go. Just let me know when he's done.
I'm gonna go rub one out. At least they behaved. At least my gatos behaved. I will say that I appreciate that during the interview you guys.
And I'm back.
Yep. Let me redo my project because the Zoom is not working. There we go. Now it's optimized. I don't know why it drifts every once in a while. But
mine drifts too. You know how like sometimes tracking. So right now I'm just using webcam tracking, which isn't bad. But obviously you got to stay within focus. But I'll show you. You want to see something really funny? Watch what happens if I go out of focus. Ready? Watch his face. Like he starts spazzing out the minute I start going anywhere near the edge of the border.
Mine drips too. Hey Mo,
I have to recalibrate. So
Mo, do you stream? Mo,
you might want. Maybe you should come on here too. Talk to Gato.
Very Max Headroom style. Yeah, no. But I will compliment you, Gatos. Made sure I forgot to turn them off. Because those are my embarrassing sound alerts. Do you know the lore behind the sound alerts? Like.
No, tell me. Tell us. I'm interested.
I have a love-hate with them. Because, like, I incorporated them and my chat engagement went up, like noticeably up, and my
Feeding the algorithm.
feeding the algorithm, and my chats per minute went up, and but the root of them is chat has clipped me out of context twice. Ah, the sound that makes me come.
But those are the best. Oh, hold on. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Is clipping out of context the lore? Now it is the concept. It is the lore. It's the truth. So the first one that they got was the sound that makes me come, and that was me. I didn't realize Tangia had a sound interaction that you humans do to attract cats. But that sound is like sorry about that, Scooch.
Is it verbal catnip?
Basically, it's like a tractor beam to us, and I don't know why. So somebody played it during stream, and then I was like, "Ah, it's the sound that makes me come towards people. What the hell is that? How?" They got yes, Spam Chickadee typed it for me. Yes, that sound. And yes, they demanded that become a sound alert. And they're like, "Oh, it'll be great for you as a content creator. You know, embarrassment is great content. We enjoy it. You get good engagement." And I'm just like, I die a little inside every time. It's the best tool, Nodders. It's made your stream a better place, Nodders. And then they're like,
Hey,
we want another one.
It's content for the crew. It's content for the gatos, right?
Yeah, but then they want another one. So the next one they got was I have a scratching post where I go up and I rub up onto it to, get scratches, So you get to pet the cat and I go over to the scratching post and, but for me, I was like, hang on guys, let me go rub one out of the scratching post type of thing. And nope, they clipped it to rub one out.
Hey, if it's not out of context, it's not right?
Yep. And I've had and I'm starting to interview like really beautiful VTubers and flesh tubers and ladies, and that is their prime time. They just like Imperial Avery, who just came into the chat recently. I was like, oh yeah, she's got a really pretty VTuber model. It's fun to watch her streams. She has such a lovely voice, and then boom, the minute she gets here, they start spamming it, and then I was just like.
Yeah, but when you tell them to behave, Gato, that's just going to fuel them even more.
I already gave them pre-warning. I am gonna do everything in my power to try to remember to turn them off for Sunday. I need to remember to turn them off for Sunday because the sound that makes me come. Feel strong, our community, exactly, of torturing a cat. But yes, the interview on Sunday, like the musician who's coming to be interviewed on Sunday. I kind of have a crush on her. Are you a big fan? Like, I just met her. Nice. Yeah, I kind of met her, and through Dan Clancy's streams. And I was like, oh my god.
Congratulations on that again, Gato. That was amazing, dude. I've actually seen that.
Yeah, that was fun. Like, I encouraged all the small creators, like, if you see Dan Clancy go live, like, he's actually a pretty damn good musician. Like, he actually makes a good stream.
Well, I've actually checked out his stream, and the thing is like, talk about people who have things in the irons on the fire. Like, I mean, the guy is walking around, literally, like, meeting people in IRL, no problem. He has no problem going over to other live streams. He's doing music online. He seems very personable. And I think, like, if you have, like, the leave a platform who's just trying to interact with people and he's not, no big agenda, seems like a pretty chill guy.
Yeah, the fact that he's getting the customer experience as a streamer. Like,
For
he
sure.
understands our frustrations, our relations, and then he's willing to talk and engage with us on it. And, like, I found that phenomenal. And, I went on his show. I still feel guilty that, like, I just froze. I froze like deer in the headlight. But I chalk that up to, um, it's the first time I met him. So the next time I go on, I won't be as nervous. So, um, but yeah, yeah. If you can get onto Dan Clancy's show, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it, and it's good because you can ask him whatever you want.
When does he just randomly stream Gato, or is it just like
Pretty
does he have a
much.
schedule on that? Do you know?
Pretty much is what I've experienced. Or a lot of times, right after they do like a Twitch announcement or a Twitch live, sometimes he'll just do his own stream right after to be able to answer further questions. So
Yeah, I remember when he was walking around one time and like literally streamers came up to him and started asking questions. I think like most like CEOs or CFOs or anyone who's like in charge of a platform, you start asking them things, they're just like, look, talk to my technicians. That's not my job. I'm not in charge of that. I mean, like he has no problem fielding questions and I have to give that up to him.
yeah, Beppo says absolutely. He's like Obama, where he's just very articulate, and of course he's a very intelligent guy. Yeah. Like when I was on his stream, like somebody went up there on the stream and was like, "Hey, I'm doing this to make money for my brother's healthcare costs. But last month my revenue dipped, and what's up with that?" Like it wasn't a very well thought out question or whatever, but he was looking to try to egg him on to try to like get a reaction out of him, and he very gracefully was like, "Well, we have to a lot of that has to do with what is your content and part of your revenue streams and." What are you doing for ad breaks or what are you doing? Like he handled it very well. Is my takeaway, and gracefully. And that dude, didn't he went away satisfied with his answer, and he was not combative after that. Like he's very good. He's very good. So yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you don't really see Bezos, and this is not like an indictment on it, but I mean, you don't really see Bezos or you don't really see Zuckerberg going around really, hanging out with people casually and just talking about the platforms in which they're building. So anytime that you can have some, and that's why I think like if you look at Miko, at least like she is all about interaction. She's all about trying to run a business, but also still like have make a platform and have people interact with one another. And let's be fair, she has no problem getting on Discord and having long conversations either with people. So I think that's really cool. I think that's where it's all about. That's if you can stay grounded and don't let it get to you and still have fun and be one of the nerds that you help create. That's the best of both worlds.
That's Beppo says Nader said something he's really good at, where someone will ask a question where people would people will respond because dumbass. He actually is something very relevant and useful information you didn't already know about the subject or feature. Okay, yeah, I will agree with that, Beppo.
Yeah.
And
I saw a streamer jump on him one time and literally go like, "Guess what I'm using? I'm using Kick." And you know what he said? He goes, "I'm glad. Great, keep it going. I mean, all platforms should be working together, and I have no problem going one from the other. So keep it up." Like it didn't hurt his ego. I was like, yeah, that's how you respond to something like that,
Yeah, and he's like, it's cool that you have the choice now. It's cool that you have the choice now. Yeah. Also, like some CEOs, like they have separate parking lots and entrances and elevators, so they don't even they don't have to freaking interface with any of the plebs, like, which I think is kind of messed up. Kind of messed up in my opinion.
It kind of reminds me a little of Gabe Newell with Steam. I love Gabe, all the stuff he comes out with and his platform. I like, I own an Index, so I'm very glad that he has the devs working on this next gen technology. But the guy is very, reclusive. He doesn't really talk to people much. He likes to keep to himself. That always pays off a little bit in the end for the technology that comes out. But at the same time, it's like I like a creator who wants to talk to people and be open about a platform and make it as open as he can for everyone to kind of like be part of and rejoice in,
Yep. Okay. And then the final tradition we have on my channel is you get one question to ask the gato. Like I've
Ooh.
bombarded you with tons and tons of questions, but I give the guest one question because they made themselves vulnerable and answered lots of different questions about their lives, their stream, what they do, where they've been. So I feel it's only a kind way to reciprocate and allow you to ask one question.
Oh, that's a hard one. That one question.
Mm-hmm.
If I had to, off the top of my head, ask, I would probably say, why cat streamer? Where was your interest? Do you own one, or was it always like, were you always a fan? Or is it just the style you like, or is it the lifestyle of a cat, or is it just a technical challenge to achieve, or what was your interest?
I'm a cat.
Wait, what?
I've doxed myself several times. Have you not seen my Instagram?
I'm still learning a lot. I don't have a lot of time online, so I know I'm still learning a lot, Gato.
Let me show you my Instagram.
Please.
But I am literally a cat. That's the lore. I am a retired shinobi cat, capable of shifting into different forms, different cat colors, patterning, and also humanoid form. So let me turn on my... I gotta turn back on Mozilla, then I gotta shrink us back down. Shrink us, but like no lore, but it's just true. Alright. Cause like today's my go live it's not gonna let me. But yeah.
Insta is one of the platforms I don't habitate on very often, so I don't really see too much. So, but I know it's more for like personable pictures, like when people want to like post like a lot of like indoor stuff. So, wow.
Yeah, so that's.
I like that top new one.
Yeah, that's me, and you can even see my VTuber behind me in that photo. I also sometimes hang out in a tuxedo form. I was part of my 1.0 model. Not long when it's true. Oh yeah, here's some of my cosplay. There I cosplayed as one of the
Doctor
doctors.
Who.
Yeah, I was one of the doctors. Yeah, I have this. I have
like
the scarf. I have the scarf. Sometimes I make shadow clones of myself. Just
are you a big Doctor Who fan?
Mid level, I'd say mid level. I have not watched the latest Doctor. But,
I only watched it starting with Tenet, so I didn't even get to see Eccleston. I went right to Tenet, and then I think I ended it with Matt Smith. So I didn't even really continue on from there. I only had like 2 doctors, and then I stopped watching. Not because I didn't like it. I was watching other things, but it was a good time to start back with it.
Yeah. So I'm a shinobi cat. I can do shadow clone jutsu, so I have multiple clones I'll hang out with sometimes, just so I'm not alone. And then, there's me in my stream again. Also, when I retired, I may or may not have gotten picked up by animal control. So, and that's how I found my human servant. He likes to believe he owns me, but now I'm an emotional support cat that goes with him wherever. Yeah, it's gonna make me log in to go any further. So, but yeah,
you're good. But those are great pictures, Gato.
Yeah,
I love those pictures.
Yeah, that's me. And I was a PNG, or I still am a PNG tuber every once in a while. I can even pull it up. Let me pull up my PNG VTuber for you. But I have to use my PNG VTuber every once in a while because, like, I'll play a game that's too heavy, and I can't run my model and the game at the same time. So the PNG VTuber is a lot lighter. I'll say it's a lot lighter.
Yeah.
So, oh yeah, let me boot up VTube Studio. Scuffed rig. Yes, I do have a scuffed rig. I'm currently operating off of a Alienware laptop that has a quote unquote, I'll do air quotes 2080 in it. But that's probably in serious name only because usually with how it goes with the laptop GPUs, it's like probably like 60% power of what 60, 70, if that, of the the full fledged CP or tower desktop tower
Yeah.
version. Okay, here it comes. Here it comes. Where's my VTube Studio? I'll just turn it on real quick for you. Hey, that's my 2D VTuber. That's how I actually started. I started with this kitty, this VTuber model. So,
Aww. Adorable. I like the coloring on the face too.
yeah, it matches. It matches my IRL self. I got a little bit of white on my tuxedo face that goes up my nose like that. Let me see if
That's cute.
Yeah, like if I move
Adorable.
here, if I move here, it's like almost 1-for-1.
Hold on, I'm gonna pet. I'm gonna pet.
There you go. You can pet that one. You can pet that shadow clone. So that's the lore. That's the lore.
Well, I'm glad I asked. I knew a little bit, but I didn't know that much. So it's cool to know that it's a little IRL and a little in the digital world. Very cool.
Yeah.
I like the whiskers on that bottom left picture there. Those whiskers are getting long. Wow.
Yep. Very, very beautiful whiskers. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I like how the chat was like, "Shh, like you don't know the lore." He is a cat, literally. Yes, I am a cat.
Hey, I'm sorry for my ignorance. Like I said, I don't get a lot of time online, but I'm learning a lot from a lot of different people. So
Yeah. Okay.
and now you can consider yourself Gato learned.
Gato
So
learned.
I know the lore, the Gato lore.
You can pet me. You can pet me. It's fine. I'll allow you.
Come here.
All right. Oh, you want 2 hands. You want 2 hands. Fine. All right. Last call, chat. Last call before we continue my show. Last call for any questions for this nerd.
Ah, the sound that makes me come.
Welcome back, Yeti.
Yeah.
Welcome back. All right, let me do the second shout out train. We had a lot of people join late, but that's okay. I appreciate you guys coming and joining whenever you can, and hitting me with a lurk or just hitting me in general whenever you can swing by. But also, MildMannerd, did you know Little Hollow streams as well?
I have actually. I think I've caught Little Hollow streaming at least once.
Mm.
Yeah, Alien Isolation. I'm glad he's been playing that. That is a fun game. I've done that both in VR and 2D, and I'm not going to lie. Stick with 2D. Don't go into VR in that game because that alien will scare the crap out of you, especially when you can't predict where it's going to be coming from sometimes.
Yep.
And I've almost broke my index. My controller went flying one time when all of a sudden he came flying out of a vent. So, yeah, that was not fun.
Yeah, Little Hollow's currently playing Alien Isolation, and I told my gatos he's got free sound alerts. Free sound alerts that you can go torture him with.
Ooh.
I don't have VR, unfortunately. I would try it. So go hang out with Little Hollow, and then we had another English / join us, and that is let me go !SO at Obvious Yeti, who is also a streamer. I'm gonna say that
It's the one
Yeti.
pirate game on Games Pass. Sea of Thieves.
Sea of Thieves.
They will die finding him.
Oh, did they punk you, Yeti? Did they get you with Sea of Thieves? Did they get you with that one? It seems like any female creator. Well, not even female creators. Sometimes I get dudes with that one too. But yeah, Yeti streams. Cool person to hang out with. And I will also say Yeti's VTubed once at least on Pete's stream. Indirectly using a Discord PNG. But I like to make fun of Yeti and say, you've VTubed before, so I'm going to call you a VTuber. Oh, they
when you were
did get you with
tubing. When you were PGA tubing, did you find that to be less like encumbersome? Did you find that a lot easier?
Night and day, dude. Night and day. Like it was just like launch the application, calibrate the camera, go.
And then just move the figure.
Just go.
Move the figure.
You didn't. It does the
Or
face
your
track.
character.
Yeah. Put it where you want in OBS, and you're done. I almost feel like I brought it on myself to make my stream more complicated with a more complicated YouTuber, because a nicer looking model does not equal, better views.
That's true.
It does not. It does
That's
not.
true.
Like you can have the nicest looking
But you
model.
know what?
And
A curious cat. There's nothing wrong with knowledge and learning things, right?
yeah, absolutely not. I mean, all the top VTubers are 2D. All the top VTubers are 2D. And they make amazing content, and that is the root of why they're popular, is because they make good content. So,
Oh, absolutely.
right.
I like Iron Mouse has always been one of my favorites. I think she was probably one of the first ones I was ever able to watch sing. She's an amazing singer. I give it up to her.
Yeah, she's an
and-
amazing singer. Yeah.
Absolutely. I thought it was really cool at the Streamer Awards that they always have workarounds. I love that they got the what do they call those? The little teleconferencing robot with her, and she was able to move around in the stream. I thought that was really fun.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Shout out Cheesy Bread Cat. That's a cosplayer. Oh no, that was Cheesy Bread. What? It auto-corrected to Cheesy Bread? Never mind. That's not that streamer. Don't follow that one. I don't know who that one is. Cheesy Bread.
Well, now I'm just hungry for cheesy bread.
Yeah. Cheesy Bread Cat. There you go. That's the cosplayer I was telling you
there you
about.
go.
She actually met Jessica at Katsucon, which was not that long ago.
Yeah.
Girl can't
Oh,
even
wow.
find her glasses still. Shelby is still on your ass, man.
So,
They're somewhere in
What
here.
style of do you know what style of cosplay she mostly stays with? Is it like game, anime, or
whatever she's feeling. If she's feeling it, she's
Nice.
gonna go for it, and that's her creative process. All right, and then did anybody else join that I haven't shouted out yet? Please say something in the chat, because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings by making them feel like I forgot about them. Say something. Oh yeah, Oh yeah, I did.
ooh, which
She-
as what the siren or the nurse or pyramid head?
Pyramid Head, that's right, because I forgot that I think. Oh, no, that got deleted. I think I found a Pyramid Head that you liked that was a creator.
Yeah, I know. Nigiri did Nigiri did the pyramid head, and I know there were a bunch of other cosplayers that did the nurses, and they did like this really big photo shoot for it, which I thought was like crazy that they got so many content creators all in one place that time.
Yeah, I thought I curated that, but maybe that person deleted that tweet. Oh no, I forgot to show this one. Well, does this? Nope, that's deleted too. Never mind. These tweets keep getting deleted.
Question
That's
mark.
Yep. Don't worry about it. Yeah, she did Pyramid Head, and it came out really, really cool. I wonder if I could find her Instagram in a timely manner. She's actually super cool. I enjoy hanging out with Cheeseburger Cat, and she comes here. Oh yeah, this is her. Like I said, she met her. Paste and go. And I need to do Twitch stream together, shrink you down. That's
Ah.
that's Cheesy Bread Cat and Jessica.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, yeah. And then Cheesy Bread Cat.
Is that Dragon Ball Z that she's doing? I can't tell.
No, it's a very niche video game where she played a character called Ooh La La.
Ooh la la. Oh, cool.
Yeah. And then where is Cheesy Bread Cat? Does she have it on her Instagram? She does. Oh, she might not have it on her Instagram. Okay. But yeah, she did do a pyramid head cosplay. That was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Very cool. Yeah, Jess seems like a very cool person. Like she goes to a lot of like cons and a lot of different events, and sometimes gets to do venues where she gets to like present. I've been following her for years since she started because like I think at this point she's kind of like trying to be a mentor for other cosplayers that are trying to get into the field.
Yeah, she's been in the biz for some time now. She's like god tier level at this point.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But with that comes expectations too, though, and I get it. It's like you see people like her or even Emaru that have to constantly keep coming up with like new ideas, new designs, new fabrics. Like I mean, that's a lot of work. I think at one point, Hachubi was talking about it. She said this girl has spent somewhere around like a quarter or like $500,000 on her cosplays, and she's like, for that much, you could have bought a house. But I mean, hey, if it's your passion, if you love it, then you're sometimes it's going to be costly, but I mean, as long as you enjoy it, as long as it's not hurting anyone, why not?
Completely agree. All right, let me get my social posts. If you want to hang out, you're more than welcome to. I'm not going to torture you any further. Otherwise, I'm going to do my normal show, and I could just, if you're cool with improvising, we can
actually
improv.
I do got to get cutting out in a few minutes, Gato.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine. All right.
This has been so fun. I just want to once again, everybody, please, just let's keep it going for Gato. Let's hear some like hype and chat, for him giving a platform for people. Like I said, I am relatively new at this. I'm not established yet, and yet he was nice enough to make a platform for people just to kind of talk about their interests and their hobbies and what their their projects they're working on. So yeah, the cat with the most. Let's hear it. Come on.
Well, I'll Uno reverse this on you and be like, dude, the poop that you're working on right now is cool as fuck. Like, it is cool as hell. And I was like, the Gatos need to know. Like, we need to catapult this into, becoming something that you can get a little bit of revenue return on, so you can grow it. And that's why I wanted to bring you onto my channel. Let's get him affiliated. Gatos, hit him with alert whenever you can, especially because he's going to have a chat bot that's going to bring his averages down. Do what you can, help him out. But I think this is cool, and I absolutely wanted to get you on my show as quickly as possible to let them know. So I appreciate you, man.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you too, Gato. And thank you for delving into the Gato lore a little bit to educate me. Because I might not know everything. I might not be someone who delves a lot in social media, but like I'm always interested to find out more about people and like where they come from and what inspires them as well. So
Yep. My human servant has all this tech, and doesn't get to use it because he works all the time. So I decided to play video games and become a streamer cat. So
I feel that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I did have a question that I did forget to ask you though. If you had to guess how much, like if you had all your tech that's involved in one room, how much do you think is worth, or all that tech is worth in that room? Or how much you've spent?
If I had to give it a ballpark, I mean, gaming PC, peripherals, just hardware alone, or hardware and software?
Yeah, all of it. The whole kit and caboodle.
Oh,
Because this is
a
a hobby.
About everything,
This is a hobby.
I mean, I would probably say you're probably looking upward of probably between 6 or 7K. If I had to guess, and that's light because I know some people who invest way more. Like, if I had a Accent suit, obviously that's next generation when you can go into full. I mean, there are options for full body tracking, which I might eventually go with. I don't know. I've thought about it. It's definitely something maybe down the road I might consider. But for right now, yeah, just in the current equipment I'm using, probably around like I'd say 7K, just to keep everything cost operational up and running.
Damn. Yeah, it's not a cheap hobby.
No, it's not a cheap hobby, but I will say it is getting more affordable. I mean,
Yeah,
look,
true.
I'm not a rich VTuber. I'm not going to say that, not for sure, but I have found equitable ways to make technology work. I think a lot of us have. If you can find an application that works for you, like Blender or any of these other ones that are free source that are allowing people to now become part of the space, then utilize it. Do it. If I have a lot of friends that have certain physical disabilities that can't get out a lot, and they're stuck sometimes at home, and if they can find ways to enable themselves to be able to get out there in the world, even if it's digital, and communicate with people and like have fun with other people and game and do community games and stuff, why not? Like, get out there. And if it becomes more and more affordable, like pretty much every year. Yes, GPUs unfortunately have not come down. That's the downside. Hopefully one day that gets better, but laptops are getting more and more affordable in a lot of ways, and GPU and laptops are becoming easier to run a lot of these applications if they're streamlined enough and utilized properly. So you can stream on a decent laptop if you want to. I mean, if you want to get deeper in the space, yeah, that takes a little bit of technology, but it's not hard to learn. Just have good community people that are smart enough to teach you and tell you what you need to know, and take the time to learn the tutorials. I'm still myself, I don't consider myself to know everything. I'm still learning a lot from the rest of you guys. Every time I go into a stream and I see a new piece of technology or an application, or somebody is trying to run a new script, I enjoy it because I'm learning from you guys too. So thank you so much.
Yeah, awesome, man, awesome. Yeah, I'm like, Human Servant put 6K into my LLC, and I'm trying to get him to put another 5K. Like, if you want to go hard, it can get pricey. If you want to go hard, but like you're saying, you could also be cheap. Like, if you have an existing gaming PC and you're okay with the 2D PNG, it's almost no cost. It's almost no cost at all. So,
one thing I've actually messed a little bit with is trying to do remote digital sketch streams. Now, there's an application out there called Prism, if you guys are aware of it, that allows you to connect to your Twitch chat, and you can actually do live sketching. So you can actually, have a pad out, and you can actually do digital sketches on your sketch pad, and it will stream it live. You just have to have forward Wi-Fi, net sharing on it. But I would highly recommend being on Wi-Fi though, because you're not going to get a good network signal with it. But yeah, if you're an artist and you want to do live sketches, super easy. You can even do PNG, where you put your character as a PNG on the screen, and it activates when you talk while you're doing live sketches. I'm going to mess with that a little bit too, and I highly recommend, if there's any artists out here that want to show their work, please do.
yeah, they're more than welcome to do the new Discord. That's awesome. Which is pinned, by the way, Gatos. So, all right, Mild. I'll let you get to your next appointment, but good to see you. Whoa, where did that Illuminati eye come out of nowhere for no reason?
Oh yeah, that's nothing. Ignore that. I think someone in my chat said Illuminati. That's actually tied to MildBot. Just so you know, he has little icons for triggers. So certain keywords. I'll just tell some. I'm not going to tell you what they all are, but if you guys come to the chat, I have certain keywords when he's live and streaming that will trigger certain actions. So Illuminati is one of them for conspiracies, and then there's like dance party or hype. There's many other ones. So I'm peppering in keywords. I'm gonna leave that as an Easter egg. So if you want to, you can trigger MildBot with certain ones. So just have fun.
They're watching us, Chunky. They're watching us. So, all right, man.
All right.
This was awesome.
Take care, guys. This has been fun, Gato. Thank you, Gatos. Thank you for the stream. Thank you and you guys have a good rest of the night.
All right. We'll talk to you later. Bye.